After 35 years apart, two lifelong friends are reuniting to embark on an exciting journey of laughter, reflection, and heartfelt conversation. Welcome to the Reality Check podcast, where hosts Jed and Joe dive deep into the topics that matter most, exploring the nuances of life with humor and sincerity. Whether it's sharing personal anecdotes, tackling current events, or sparking thoughtful discussions, this dynamic duo promises to engage your emotions and challenge your perspectives. Join us as Jen and Joe reconnect and invite you into their world, where every episode is a chance to laugh, cry, and think a little deeper. Get ready for an unforgettable experience filled with warmth, wisdom, and a touch of nostalgia. This is the Reality Check Podcast.
Okay, here we are, episode 4. And I know that you guys missed us last week, but we will get into why we had to take a little tiny break. We are super excited um, at the Reality Check podcast because, along with myself, Jen, and the lovely and talented Joe, we have a special guest joining us, Megan Rose. Megan is a comedian and she's local to the Rochester area. And we are super excited to chat with her tonight. And we've got so much other things to cover. So, without further ado, Joe.
Thanks, Megan, for joining us. Before we get going, just want to clarify where we were last week. Jen, are you feeling better? Because you were sick like 48 hours a day, 27 days a year, 365 weeks a month, and we haven't seen you in almost 2 weeks. Now, I know we were supposed to record bi-weekly, and maybe that's what you were thinking is I'm just going to take a week off, but we had a lot of momentum. Russia was listening. And yeah, Megan, we have a Russian fan, so you
That's
are lucky
amazing.
to join us. So how you feeling? Welcome back.
Yeah. So the whatever it was, bubonic plague, flu, chicken flu, whatever it is, um, it was no joke. Still recovering, but I'm here.
Well,
So
welcome,
I'm
welcome
excited.
back.
Yeah, thanks for asking.
And
Um,
before we get into the national days, how was snow day for everybody today? Megan, I know you're out and about doing some cleaning, some fun stuff. How was your snow day today?
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, it was good actually. So my oldest sister is about to have a baby. And so my mom and my sister, my other sister, picked me up because we were like, oh, we got to go to the hospital. And then once they picked me up, we were like on our way there. And she was like, well, it's going to be a minute. So then we went out to lunch. And then she texted us and she's like, it's going to be a long time. So then she just dropped me off back home. But I worked from home and stayed warm, but it was good. How was your guys's?
well, for me, so this was my first, well, second really, but second day back to the gym.
Ooh.
What you don't know is I've been on a hiatus, a forced medical hiatus, since July, which was
Oh.
terrible. And so today was my first day back. So I go out to the car. I get up at 4:30. I'm like, I'm doing this. It's great. I hit the car starter and I go outside and the doors are frozen shut. And I'm like pulling on the doors and I'm like, okay, this is a sign I should go back to bed. And I'm like, no, 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 don't say that. So I got the doors open, hit the gym, all was good. The, I mean, everybody else got to stay home, but I went to work after. So
Nice.
Well, good
you,
Yeah.
job going to the gym because I would have, sometimes it's really hard, but you feel so much better after. So,
Yeah.
absolutely.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, mine was not as pleasant as yours. I normally drive an hour and 20 minutes to work. It took me about 2 hours and 15 minutes. Left my house at like 4:45. Got to work about 6:20, 6:30. Yeah, it was a beautiful drive out to Savannah, New York. The way home wasn't any better. It was very windy and blowy and snowy, but we're home. We're here back on the Reality Check podcast, and I am excited to share National Days of the Week this week. So we're only going to do 5 days. Today, February 17th. Now, I'm going to ask you guys if you did any of this, but February 17th, National Random Acts of Kindness Day. Any random acts of kindness today that you guys did?
I was very nice to everybody I talked to. Oh.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's
Yeah.
random. Are you not
Mhm.
nice normally? Is that the problem?
No.
All right.
I guess I celebrate it every day.
Okay.
Mm.
Jen,
Well, of course I was nice to people. Um, so I had to get a rental car
because
because
you broke your
back in
door because it was
July,
locked?
no, back in
Oh.
July, my car was destroyed by the freak hailstorm. Yes,
Oh.
it is February, and yes, I am just getting it into the shop. Long story, not going there. Anyway, had to go get a rental car. So he's like, well, we have a Dodge Charger for you. So we look out the window. It's like red, shiny. My daughter's like, sports
Mhm.
car. So we go out and we get in it, and the guy's in the back, and I'm filling out all the stuff. And he goes, ma'am, this car is a rear wheel drive car. And yeah, we're not going to have very good weather over the next few days. And I can't let you leave this parking lot in this car.
Hmm.
And I'm
I
like,
made a call ahead of time just so you know about your driving experiences. So it had nothing to do with the real drive. It's just it wasn't
well,
Preston's friend calling her. It was actually she was calling Preston to let her know she got in an accident today. That's what happened.
it
Hmm.
wasn't. So anyway, he um he put me in a safer vehicle, and so at the end I was like, you know, I want you to tell your mom she did a good job. And he's like, oh, my mom would love to hear that. I go, I know, I'm a mom. My daughter is like,
Mhm.
oh my god, you're so cringe. Bleh.
Well,
Sit down, sit down.
that was
But
nice
now
of you.
I am the proud driver of a minivan.
Yeah, you really amped up there. You went from nice to mom, soccer mom. Very nice.
Mhm.
So
Well,
anyway,
very
what
cool.
about you?
I didn't do anything nice today.
Mhm.
No,
I tried. No, tried.
I vouch for that.
Yeah, it is what it is. You're welcome. The next 3 days you guys may love because they all can go
Wait,
hand in hand. Okay.
I've told him twice today, I can't stand you.
She did
So
tell me that
he
Ah.
twice.
definitely didn't do anything nice today. Anyway,
But
moving on.
she's
What's the
welcome.
next day?
The next 3 days actually could go hand in hand, I think, and you two will probably enjoy all three of them. Tomorrow is National Drink Wine Day.
Ooh.
February 19th is National Chocolate Mint Day. And then February 20th is National Comfy Day. So if you combine all three, you can have your wine, your chocolate mint, and dress comfy and enjoy those 3 days all together at the same time.
I
Interesting.
like this. I like this idea. Now, let's talk about the chocolate mint day because I feel like there's,
Gross.
see, I feel like there are going to be two groups of people on chocolate mint day. The people who say peppermint patties are chocolate covered toothpaste, and the people that say, oh, yummy, I love peppermint patties. So I can tell by your face, Joe, who you are. So, Megan, who would you be?
The first one. It's toothpaste
Toothpaste?
covered in chocolate. Yep.
Yeah.
I love
But
them.
I love mint, so I don't know. Maybe I should try it again. It's been a long time.
Do you go to Olive Garden? Do you like the mints that they give you at Olive Garden? Because they're like chocolate Andes mints, but they're chocolate.
I haven't. No, I have been like just ignoring that chocolate mint part of my life for a very long time.
You
That's a
should
good
probably give it
choice.
one of those
No,
tries.
it's a good
And
choice.
actually, you're gonna try it on what day is that?
May
The
2nd.
18th?
Oh, what do you mean?
Yes,
Oh,
I'm so
she's going to
down.
try it on the 19th. Yeah, 19th.
19th. May 2nd.
I was pushing it along. I was going to give her some at the gala, which we'll talk
Yeah,
about in a
I'm
little
like,
bit.
let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. So,
All right. And the
I
last,
will be participating in all those days. Just like that.
I'm not shocked.
Yeah.
And the last February 21st, and this is just a shout out. So my background is in healthcare, 25 plus years in healthcare. February 21st is National Caregivers Day. So shout out
Uh-huh.
to all of those people that work in the field that are, home health aides and or CNAs or med techs or whatever they do to take care of our seniors and our people that have developmental disabilities or mental health issues. Kudos to those caregivers for February 21st. So we want to make sure we say thank you to them on the 21st. So thank
Yeah,
you
definitely.
to the caregivers. And with that being said, Megan Rose, you are on the hot seat. So
Yay.
2008, right? Churchville,
Mm-hmm.
2008 Churchville Chi graduate.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about your journey into the comedy world.
Okay, so I guess growing up, I've always loved making people laugh. It was just like about the connection that I got with people through it. I feel like I was like really rough around the edges when I was little. So like it was hard for me to make friends, but I was really funny. So it really like helped me make friends and stuff like that. And then as I grew older, I think I got like nominated for like class clown my senior year, fun stuff like that. And then like actually getting into stand up, I always like wanted to do it, but I I never like acted on it. And then not to get too much into it, but like I had this like what I call like a near death experience, I guess. I got like COVID really, really bad. I ended up in the hospital for like 2 weeks and nothing to show for my life because, I'd just been living my best life, not doing the best things. And I just remember sitting there and being like, wow, like this is scary and I don't have anything to show for myself. And if when I make it out, I decided right then and there I'm going to live my dream life, and that included making people laugh for a living. So I got out. One of my close friends, Joel James, he's a comedian. He hosted this like comedy boot camp. So I had no idea what it was. I got a ticket and I got my sister a ticket. And then we went and I just fell in love with it. And that was like 2.5 years ago. So a
Very
long
cool.
story, but that's what brought me here.
That's awesome. What a
Thank
great
you.
story.
Thank you.
So I think that's really, really cool because I don't think too many people can actually say, I do something I absolutely love and I do something that makes me happy for a living. And so that's really awesome. I'm sorry that you had to come to that realization by that experience, but
Yeah.
that's really cool. So what kind of like what's your genre? What kind of comedy do you do? Is it like clean comedy? Is it, you know, that type of stuff?
Yeah. So, I do have like, some clean jokes. I'd say that most of my jokes are like PG-13. At the gala, they'll be more PG though. Um, but I've been really getting into like storytelling. I just feel like, I've done so much crazy stuff throughout my life that like I can turn them into stories. And I just like I feel like alive when I tell stories and people laugh at them. It's just like the best feeling ever. And then also, you can get people to relate to you and everything like that. So I really enjoy like storytelling comedy.
I've seen like a niche recently, probably more so in the last 5 to 10 years, of like really crowd work. Do
Mm,
you do you enjoy the crowd work side of it versus the storytelling, or I mean, storytelling is great too. Like if when I go
yeah.
to comedy shows, if I can relate and get a laugh out of what you're talking about is great. But I've noticed that like a lot of comedians recently are really stuck on crowd work. They just go up and they pick on a couple frontliners and go off on them. Do you do any of that kind of stuff?
So crowd work scared me for the longest time. So I almost like just ignored the crowd. I know this is so wild, but like I would just like talk to the crowd instead of like having a conversation with them. But like the more you do it and like, the more I become like confident and comfortable with myself, the more crowd work I do. Um it's not like my biggest thing, but I do thoroughly enjoy it when I do it, and then you get like a good like comeback or a good like laugh out of it, it's like the best thing. And then when you can like talk to different people of the crowd and make it all come together, that is like the ultimate goal.
Right.
um some comedians, I don't feel this way, but some comedians think that like crowd work is kind of like lazy because it's like, where are your actual jokes that you prepared? And like sometimes people just do all crowd work. But I feel like if you're getting a laugh out of the crowd, then it doesn't really matter what you're doing. I mean, at the end of the day, that's the goal. So
I think I could understand that, like, right? Because there's several comedians that plan and plan and plan and write their
right.
scripts and get their jokes. But I think it's so much harder, in my opinion, and I'm not a comedian. I just play one on TV, but I think it's so much harder to, you have a random person that you don't know tell
Yeah.
you something off the fly, and then you got to run with that, and you
Hmm.
got to you got to really put on a show with that, and you could
Hmm.
spend 10 to 15 minutes on those two people, and it's all just on the cuffs, right? Because you
Yeah.
have no clue. It's not like you show up and you're like, oh, Joe's in the front row, I know he worked in healthcare, I'm going to make fun of him in healthcare, right? Like, you don't know
Right.
that. You ask me a question and all of a sudden you're like, holy cow, now I got to run with this and figure this out. And then all of a sudden somebody over here says something and you're like, oh, now I'm going to jump on this person because
Hmm.
they said something. I actually think I can understand why people think that might be a lazy way to do it, but man, I think that's genius, and I
Yeah.
think it's got to be hard because you're really trying to read the crowd and how they're going to react to something that has nothing to do with you, really. I mean,
Right.
you're out on a limb just kind of doing your thing. So kudos to you for being brave on both sides of that, telling stories and working the crowd.
I'm with you because I think that if you can, first of all, if you can tell a story, that's how you get people to relate just like that.
Hmm.
But if you can come up with stuff like this, just, that witty banter, that sarcasm, like you just got it all in your sleeve. I don't know. I feel like that's some serious talent. And
Correct.
I don't know. I guess it's sort of improv, right? I mean, sort of. But I don't know. One of my favorite shows when I was growing up was Whose Line Is It Anyway? And man, that used to make me laugh. Like just
Hmm.
some of that
So
stuff
funny.
was great. So,
Yeah.
and all of that was, sort of just kind of, well, allegedly it was. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't, but it seemed like it was.
Yeah.
Um, so where do you get your inspiration? Is there like specific comics that you look up to or
Um, yeah, so I love Bill Burr and Dave
Oh
Chappelle.
yeah.
I just think that they are the funniest people. And like Bill Burr, the way that he rants about life, and like he's
Correct.
just funny because he's like being himself on stage, and that's like the main thing. That goes back to crowd work too. Like if you're just yourself and like having a conversation, and like it's a work in progress, obviously, but I just love Bill Burr. And then Dave Chappelle, I feel like he like because he's kind of preachy, but like he like takes like an idea and like talks on it and like puts his views on it, which people can relate to or not relate to, but and then he has a joke in the middle of it. So like you think it's like something serious, and then all of a sudden he hits you with a joke, and it's like an emotional kidnap situation. You know what I mean? So I just think that that is like so amazing.
Yeah, that two great comics, like
Hmm.
very funny, very and totally different like
Yeah.
styles, right?
Right.
Like very different. So with that being said, what is your best story of your experiences over the last 2 years? Like your favorite, either your favorite club or your favorite performance or somebody that you performed with that was awesome. Like just the experience. What was your favorite one?
That is such a hard question because I feel like I get a new favorite experience like every time I go up on stage. Right now, just traveling to New York City has been so amazing. And just meeting so many comedians down there. You know, obviously I love Rochester, and the Rochester comedy community is amazing. We're like really close. Like there's like writing groups. We're all about like collaboration over competition, and I love that. I'm so thankful for them. But like also like New York City is a bigger city. You know what I mean? There's like 10 million people there. So I go there and I work with, some pretty good comedians down there, like, really amazing comedians actually, and well known. And we just have so much fun. I have so much fun every time I go down there. And I'm going this Wednesday, so I'm so excited.
That's super cool. She's
Hmm.
also going to Texas this week too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm flying to New York City, and then after 4 days in New York City, I'm going to fly to Texas, and then I'm coming home from there.
Where will you be in Texas?
Austin, because like they have, Joe Rogan's new
Mhm.
what's it called, club is out there and all sorts of stuff. So we're gonna go check it out.
Nice. Nice.
Hmm.
Um, so I know that you um do the comedy circuit here as well. So do you do a lot of travel for like do you book shows out of town too, or do you mainly stay local?
So I have been getting booked local, which I love so much. But I love to travel. It's like my favorite thing to do ever. I say that about everything I do. I'm like, oh my God, it's my favorite. But I do. So, anytime there's an opportunity and someone wants me to like, travel to do comedy, I'll jump on it. Like I'm not at the point in my career right now where like they're paying for travel and stuff like that. But I'm at the point in my career where if they're like, I'll give you $15, well, that I'm not that cheap, but I'll give you $100 for 10 minutes. I'm like, I will spend $250 to go down there and get $100 back. Like to me, it's all about just putting the energy out there, getting your name out there at this point in the game. So ideally I love to travel, but I also do like to do shows at home too.
I love the $15. If anybody hears this from any of the clubs,
I know. I'm like,
you're
no,
gonna
no, no,
start
that's
getting
easy.
calls. They'll be like,
Yeah, right.
Megan, we heard you on the Joe and Jen Reality Check
Right.
podcast, and $15, that's awesome.
I
Be like,
know. You're
we'll get you
booked.
down there. We'll
Hmm.
book you every day. Just
I
fly
know,
down
right.
5 times a week.
Joe,
Um,
pay this woman, please. Pay
I
this
know.
woman.
Yeah,
Her
we booked her for
Yes.
free 99 tonight. Free 99, one night
Free
only.
99.
Free 99. So when you're not doing comedy, I know the secret sauce behind when you're not doing comedy, but tell us a little bit about what you do when you're not doing comedy.
So, when I'm not doing comedy, I run a cleaning company, Rose Cleaning Co. Um, but yeah, we started about 2.5 years ago. We have about $500,000 in contracts right now. We're looking to double it this year. So, I brought on a business partner about almost a year ago. In May it'll be a year ago. Her name's Grace Turner. She's also a comedian, very very funny, an amazing business partner. So me and her are just like basically taking on the world right now, and we love it. It's Today was crazy. We had like 7 Airbnbs, and then we had like 4 restaurants, and we stay super busy. So even in this weather.
So do you tell jokes while you're cleaning? Like, are people there and you're put on a show while you're the cleaning service?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, no. Uh, no, I don't. But I do, I do think that I am like a pleasure to be around, like when we're cleaning, and like my team is like really like pretty tight knit. I mean, I obviously love them all and stuff. So it's fun because when we clean, we listen to music, we joke around with each other, we get obviously work done and stuff like that. But I always feel so like full, like filled with like love and accomplishment after I hang out with my team and we get done with like a really good clean. So, we definitely laugh while we're on the job.
So one of my friends just hired someone to come and help her with her house, and she literally cleans before the girl comes to clean.
Clean before the clean.
Do you think a lot of people do that?
Yeah, a lot of people that I know like do that, and some cleaners like not like require it. Like for my company, we would just add a decluttering fee. So basically, like we don't want anybody to like we don't ask anybody to like don't wipe down anything. Don't get your like spray out. You know what I mean? Because that's what we're here for. But like if you have like stuff that needs to be put away in the right places in order for us to come in and like, clean and stuff, then we just charge like a little bit of an additional fee for that just so that we can like get down. But I do think that it is kind of like funny that there is like a clean before the clean, because then it's like, well, why do I have a cleaner? Because, you know,
Yeah.
so it is a weird concept.
So what's the place in people's house that they always miss or don't think of?
Okay, so one would be that I think, and this is like for toilets, okay? So like up under the rim, you know what I mean? Like where the water comes out can get like really built up. And people don't know this. Like some people don't pumice stones, they like sell the pumice stone sticks. That gets it off so good. It's like literally like night and day. um Toilet bases are like my like pet peeve. Like I don't like get angry or whatever, but I will check any place that I go to and check their toilet bases, because I'm like, if they have a dirty toilet base, then the whole house needs to be cleaned.
Hmm.
Not the whole
Interesting.
house, but I'm like, they need a different cleaner.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got so much to run with on this, but so starting now, you can book Megan for $15 for a comedy show and a toilet base cleaning right after this
Hey,
show tonight. Get it knocked out. Um, I think it's so cool that you do that on the side and that you have a big team to do it. And I know how proud you are because obviously I see what you're doing on social media and you've in just like you said 2.5 years after going through the COVID scare. I mean, you're following your dreams with the comedy stuff. You have a very successful business, a great business partner. Kudos to you. That's
thank
awesome.
you.
Like
Thank you.
awesome, awesome. Um, so now we're going to move on to the very high stake conversation. So I am super excited that we've been able to partner on an event that's coming up in May. And it's a huge event for me because I personally have some connections to the mental health world in my personal life. And so I've partnered with the Mental Health Association to raise awareness and to raise some funds. And on May 2nd, we're doing a gala at Eagle Vale Country Club. And yourself and Dario Joseph and Jesse May Peluso are going to be performing for all of those that come to the gala. And then on Saturday night, you're going to lace up your sneakers, you're going to put on a jersey, and you're going to step onto a basketball court with some former NBA players, some former NFL players, some former Major League Baseball players, some WNBA players, and you're going to light up the courts with some points. So let's talk a little bit about that weekend and what you're bringing to the table and how excited you are to be a part of it.
Oh, I am so excited. I will tell you that it is like, when you asked me, of course, my first thought was absolutely. I'm so thankful for this opportunity, and I can't wait to like shed light, spread joy, especially for this amazing cause. And I feel so deeply about mental health. Before that COVID scare, I've been, they called me, they diagnosed me with depression when I was like 8. And then it was just like that, ups and downs all throughout my whole life, fighting with my brain. Right before that COVID thing, I was very, very thoroughly depressed. So like earlier when you're like, I'm sorry that had to happen to you, like that saved my life, honestly. It was the best thing that's ever happened to me. I was at a very low point. I always tell people I was like, I went from not wanting to live life to like 2 weeks later, literally fighting for my life. And then after that, now I just like make sure I live my life to the fullest every day, doing positive things. But so when you asked me, I was like, absolutely. Um, but also, basketball, I played basketball only one time, and that was in seventh grade. And I think I played in like one or two games, and I got like one shot one time and like one basket. And I was so busy being so proud of myself that the other team like ran past me and got a goal right away. And that was like my only like memory of basketball. So I'm here to come back, and I'm gonna do it for my seventh grade self. Yeah.
I have every faith in you. You have got this.
Thank you.
You are going to tear it up. And Joe's going to be like, what?
I know,
I mean,
right?
actually, maybe that's the story, Joe, and maybe she's actually really good. And
Yeah.
she's going to like be like a basketball shark.
Well, I figure
Right,
with
right.
with sports betting now, we should probably get the prop bet up of the over under of 2 points. What are we shooting on right now on the over under? You gonna hit two?
You're talking to me.
Well, we're
What
not
would be
playing.
really, what would be really dope if I hit a 3-pointer. That would
That
be
w-
so cool.
there's also going to be a 4 pointer, so there's a shot for that as well. So
Really?
yeah, I'm gonna put stickers down. We're gonna have a 4 pointer.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's so cool.
we're gonna do some cool stuff and some switching it up, but it's
Oh,
gonna
I
be a lot
love
of
that.
fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. May 2nd, we're putting on a huge show. Like I said, we have Dario, we have Megan, we have Jesse May, we have the Transport Band who are gonna be playing after dinner at Eagleville Country Club. We're giving out 5 awards to people that have supported Mental Health Association of Rochester, which we're super excited to celebrate them. Um, I can't wait. Jessie May, I met her a couple of years ago. She did a show down at the Comedy at Carlson, and she's a huge dementia advocate because her grandfather out in Syracuse is big on dementia, and she was great with my staff when we went to the show, and just a genuinely nice person. I don't know if you've ever worked with her or ever worked a show with
Mm-mm.
her, but man, talk about true funny, humorous, like crowd work, jokes, like you name it, she's got it. Even just talking to her on the phone, getting this all set. I mean, it's been a journey. But it's been hysterical. Like she's super excited about basketball. Like
Yeah,
she's just like you. She's like, I've played, but like it's not like my thing, but I'm gonna come do my thing, and I'm like, all right, you do
that's
you.
awesome.
So I picture Jessie May guarding Megan, and it just the two of them being at the wrong hoop, and somebody scoring on the wrong basket, and then they
We're
high
like
five each
passing to each
other.
other. We're like
Yeah,
on opposite teams. I'm
yeah,
like, here, girl.
Maybe
yeah.
maybe we should like set up this whole little skit, like
Oh, that would be so fun.
We got all the time in the world, so
that'd be
that would be
fun.
hysterical. Yeah, it would be good. All right. Well, thank you again. We're going to move on to our last segment, which is Jen's favorite segment. And this is either going to spark a lot of discussion or it's going to make people cry again. And
What do you
Mr.
think?
Mustachio is coming to join us again.
He wants to play. He always comes out when it's time for the cards. You want
How
to pick one?
cute.
He's better than the groundhog.
Wait, yeah.
Mhm.
What do
He
you
just
think
starts.
about speaking of groundhogs, before we go into cards against whatever we're doing, what do you think about Groundhog Day?
You,
Oh,
It
yeah,
you
go
were
ahead.
talking
was
about
Rose,
both of
super
us?
Megan.
great.
No,
Ooh.
you,
It
because
was super great to
Jen
have
Jen
Megan
is
with us.
like,
And so, unfortunately, due to some technical issues, we're going to have to take the questions for humans on our own. But that's okay. Are you ready, Joe, for
I
this
am
week's
ready. And if she
question?
joins back in, we'll bring her right into the conversation.
Bring her up to speed. That we will do. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to do a random. I do not know what this question is.
But before you do the random, like, do you want to talk about your poll from the last one? Because you seem to get one vote. One
I don't
one
care.
one
There was
vote.
one, but listen, for the audience to know. So if you listen on Spotify, there is a poll. So I decided a poll option. So I decided to put a poll out there that was like, who do you agree with on the chicken clause? Jen or Joe? And guess what? There was one vote, and guess who got it? Not you.
Right.
And it was your friend
Yeah, it's
who agreed with
disappointing.
me.
It's disappointing in that friend. I don't want to
Listen,
call her out and throw her under the bus, but very disappointing.
I just
I
want to point you've had two friends, no, two friends and a relative at this point who have all agreed with me on each topic that you think you're so right on.
but I am. It's just they're wrong.
Uh,
That's
you're
the
not.
problem. I
You're not.
am.
So, in your own mind.
It's fine.
Okay.
So keep
So,
your eye
the
out because
poll.
she's gonna try to join in a minute. So just keep your eye
Okay,
out if it
good.
pops up.
All right, cool.
But we're ready for
All
the
right,
question.
so here is the question. Megan's back just in time.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Megan.
Hi. Oh my gosh, my internet was taking a nap or something.
That's
It's all good.
okay.
You're right in time for questions for humans. We'll ignore the Groundhog Day conversation so that we can get
Okay.
through this one.
All right, here we go. Now, the way that we do this, I'll read the question and then I will hear from both of you. So, what is a common phrase or saying that you say, but you have no idea what it really means? Megan, you're first.
Ooh. Um that's a good one. You know what I say a lot, but I do know what it means, but what I'm saying about it sometimes I don't is I literally say, you know what I'm saying? I say that all the time. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And like the thing that I had just said probably doesn't make sense. Like I say it all the time on stage. I'll be like, tell a joke. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying?
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
What about you, Joe?
I know all the time what I'm saying, so it's never really a problem because I'm smart like that. So, but if I was to think of a statement that I said, would probably be back to our first episode where I said winners never quit and quitters never win. Which is not even really a statement, but I say it all the time because winners never quit ever and quitters never win. So if you don't quit, you can't win. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go with.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay, so mine isn't PG, but I'm going to use initials,
Oh boy.
and you'll know what it means. So the initials are F, F, S.
The
And first word is for.
Oh, okay, got it. Got it.
second word rhymes with duck.
Or ducks. Is it duck? Is it ducks? I don't know.
Mhm.
Which one is it?
Ooh.
Well, I would say it's just a duck for duck's sake. That's what I would say.
Unless there's
So,
multiple ducks that
Right.
need saking.
I
Potentially.
mean, usually I'm fresh out of all ducks. So there's that. But that, I don't know what that means.
I love it.
You don't know what it
But
means?
no,
It's like W2H. That's what it is. It's like
no, it's not. It's different.
it no, it's the same. You use it the same.
No, it's not. It's not.
Oh. Oh, we're gonna put a poll up for duck steak.
Yes. Guess who's going to get all the votes?
Just because it's because you pay people.
I don't.
So, Megan, what you missed while you were having internet trouble is we've had a couple votes on things that have happened on our 3 episode podcast.
Yeah.
And my friends and my family have always voted against me for Jen,
Hmm.
which is pretty shady. I think it's just to get me back for life decisions they made on their own without my help. But I feel like it's just retaliation that they just feel bad for Jen and are voting her side. But
I do not need pity. I'm just
okay,
that much more logical than you are.
well, fair enough.
That's fine.
FFS. You don't even know what that
That,
means.
that's right. I don't think that was the right use of it either, but that's okay. So that was a good one. I like that one, but I definitely don't know what that phrase actually means, but I do like it. So there's that. So, what do you have going on this weekend? Anything exciting, Megan? Oh, you're going
um,
away, right?
yeah, so yeah, I'll be in New York City until Sunday. So I'm really excited for that. Gonna hang out with some cool people down there and tell jokes and Then I fly to Texas on Sunday, and I'm going to meet my other friend out there. So it's going to be a lot of traveling and a lot of good stuff, a lot of fun times.
What
Very
about you,
cool.
Joe?
I got nothing. Work, 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 and more work. That's my exciting life. Every day, all day, 24/7.
Yeah.
I am going to clean. Megan has inspired me. I'm gonna go to the dollar store and get a pumice brush.
Yeah.
That
I'm
what'd
gonna
she
have
say? A pumice brush? I thought she said hummus. I was so confused.
Oh
you
no,
didn't know.
it's like a pumice stone, but they have ones
Oh,
that like are actually like on a handle, so it's like almost like a brush,
I
but
thought
it's
you
like
said
a hard
hummus. I was like, what is?
hummus.
I thought hummus was like. I thought you were dipping something in hummus and cleaning your toilet. I had no clue what you were talking about.
That's
That would
disgusting.
be wild.
Yeah, I was like, what is a hummus stone? Way out of my league. But now that I know
Why
it's a
didn't
pumice, so there you go. That's the statement I didn't know. What is a pumice stone? I didn't know what that is. I thought it was hummus. So
But
That's
you know what
we
this revealed? This actually revealed that what you do is you pretend that you know exactly what's going on in the conversation when you have absolutely no clue. So
fake it till you
here's a
make it.
great time where you
You're
say,
welcome.
FS, Joe.
Right. Fake it till you make
That
it. Yeah. So, in closing, we just want to say thanks, Megan, for joining us on episode 4. Super excited to partner with you for the May 2nd gala and the May 3rd basketball game where she's going to light it up. I'm putting my over under on 2. So hopefully we get to 4, 6, 8, maybe 10 points. Just going to make those NBA guys look silly. And then we're going to raise some awareness for the Mental Health Association of Rochester. And last but not least, definitely like, subscribe, share, and follow on all your podcast needs, whether it's YouTube, iTunes, Apple, Amazon, or Spotify. Thanks for joining us, Megan. On behalf of Jen, I'm Joe. We'll see you next time, episode 5.
Bye.